What's up, Wichita? This is a big one. We have the cheat codes here in town. We have Kevin, Trevor, and Matt. So first of all, let's just talk about how you guys met, right? So was it Trevor and Matt that you guys lived together? Talk about that story.
Yeah, we met a long time ago at like a pizza place when I was like 16. He was 18 in St.
Well, it was
Louis.
also a venue.
It was a venue,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
But it was a pizza like venue sort of like vibe. It was
They paid some of the bands in pizza. Let's be real.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is in St. Louis, Missouri. So you know how the Midwest is.
Yeah,
You know?
oh yeah.
Back in the pop punk days, we did a lot of touring. Like I used to tour around the
Bands and
Midwest. He's been touring since he was like 16.
Mhm.
So we met up, and then when we moved to LA, you know, it's like everyone in LA is a transplant. So you're like, who do I know that's in LA or maybe just recently moved? So we kind of like ran into each other. He needed a room. I had an extra laundry room. He turned it into a studio,
No way.
and we started making music.
And this is like what,
2012.
2012?
Yeah,
And then
something like
2014, you guys met Kevin, right? Is that how it worked?
Yeah.
Okay, and how'd you guys meet? What's the relationship there?
Me and Matt actually sued someone together, and we won.
Yeah, he was doing rap music, and I was making beats.
Okay.
So then he wanted to like buy some of my beats, but it was kind of like a third party that was like facilitating it. So he bought the beats, but then he realized I wasn't. He like kicked me off the project. So then he was like, "But I already
Scam.
paid for those beats." But the guy like was like, "No refunds." Like took the money.
Oh
So we
my
went-
gosh.
We went to small claims court and we won, but.
And I heard it was a little difficult getting the money. Is that
we
what I
never
heard?
really got
Still
the
never
money,
got
but
money.
I still never got it.
But it was, we kind of look at it like, well, we kind of became friends through that process because
Okay.
it's funny, like us going to the courtroom and like we actually like talked to a judge and
Yeah.
this is the whole, and he was like telling us, I don't know, it was just a funny like experience. So we kind of became friends through that. So then we
Yeah.
kind of look at it now. We do these interviews and we just instead of getting the money, we just say, Michael Wilson. Sorry that it had
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
So we don't need the money. We don't need
Honestly,
the money.
yeah. Okay, so then when did like you guys say I want to like you guys want to make a group together called the Cheat Codes? How did that all come about?
me and Matt were living together off and on a few different times, and we'd always been working on our own different types of music. And I know I started working on electronic music one day and just kind of wanted to do something different from acoustic music that I used to do.
Yeah.
And they were also doing the same kind of style of music, and they were like, "Hey, we're gonna be called Cheat Codes," and I was like, "Oh, cool! Let's do a session together."
Yeah.
So we kind of made some songs, and it just felt really natural and organic. And after a few songs, we were like, "Let's just kind of do this together."
Yeah.
You understand? So-
At what moment did it hit you guys that this can actually be like big, mainstream, to where
Yeah.
you guys can make it on the big stage?
Well, I think it was steps, but we made a song called Visions, and the idea of the song was like we had these big visions of we saw like Avicii and Calvin and Zed like DJing and playing these big festivals and big shows, and we were like, wow, that's crazy. Like we were kind of new to like the electronic world, so we're like, wow, that could be us. Like let's create a song, and that's kind of the idea of like envisioning what you want and going for it. And when we put that song out, this thing called Hype Machine, it was like all these blogs. And it got like #1 on Hype Machine. So that was the first song we ever created together. So we're like, oh, let's just keep making music and just
Yeah.
see where this goes.
Yeah.
And then, every song kind of got a little bit bigger and bigger. And then we did our song called Sex, which kind of became like a viral thing.
That was
on
huge. Yeah, that was
Spotify
huge.
and everything. And then we kind of been on the road ever since then.
Yeah. Trevor, I did some research on you. I heard that you dropped out at 16. Is that true?
Yeah, I dropped out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, talk about that moment for you. Was there any pressure from family? Was there support?
There was a lot of
talk about
support.
that. Okay.
A lot of support. Even though my dad's a teacher, so that's kind of weird, like in the same school district and everything. But
That's
my
incredible.
whole family's been, yeah, right.
Oh
My
gosh.
whole family's been super supportive, and they've seen how hard I've worked since I was like a little kid, and I've always
Yeah.
wanted to like do music, and I always spent my time like when I wasn't in school, like just working, trying to like make it happen. So
Heck yeah.
they trusted that I was at least gonna like work hard and
Yeah.
at least try to make it happen. You never
Yeah.
know what's gonna happen with
Yeah.
music. But,
Well, for somebody like that, what piece of advice, and if you guys can all answer this, would you give to aspiring musicians, even if it's country, pop EDM, whatever it is, rap, on pursuing their music dreams? We're in an industry right now, we're in a generation right now where everybody, I feel like, is trying to, go into music, and it can probably get a little saturated. Wouldn't you guys say a lot of people are trying to tap
Yeah,
into the
that's
music?
right.
What advice would you guys give to people like that?
I think you got to lean into what differentiates yourself and like what you're good at, and because a lot of people it's like cloud based or hype based, and you kind of try to follow these trends, but it's like at the end of the day, like when we got into this, we were like, oh, there's a lot of DJs, a lot of electronic people, but not a lot of them can like sing or play instruments or like do those kind of things. So we were like, let's lean into that. And so now this Hellraiser store, we're doing like a whole live tour, which is something we wanted to do
That's
for a
so
while.
sick.
It's been great. So
How about you? What advice would you give them?
I would say, just be unique and be like true to yourself, and don't worry too much about like trying to fit in somewhere else. Like just do what you, like Matt said, like do what you're good at, and like really specialize and focus on that.
Yeah.
Honestly.
What about you?
I would say you got to believe in yourself more than like anybody else does, because there's a lot of people that are gonna be like, oh, that's not good, or like even if you have a new idea or you're doing something that's unique, people are gonna be like, I don't know, you should do something more like something that's already been proven, as opposed to doing something that might be more unique or whatever. So I think it's just a matter of believing in yourself and really going for it.
I love that. Speaking on that, one of my buddies, we do a podcast that's called The Power of Two. Essentially, it's the importance of friendship, right? How has the importance of friendship played a role in your guys' life? And even talk about even if you guys have fought in, or if you guys have, had to deal with something tough, whether it's a loss or a certain like personal issue. Talk about the power of friendship and how you guys get through some of those things.
I mean, I think for us three, like we're all really good friends, and we all have like the same mindset and goals on a lot of things, So like, a lot of groups, like they get in like arguments and like bickerments, but like we actually really don't get in arguments. We all like
Really?
Yeah.
it's pretty
That's
chill.
incredible,
That's
yeah.
great.
We're all very different. We all came from very different backgrounds, but I think that we like learn from each other a lot as far as just like our different perspectives and like what we value, and so we all have the same perspective though, as far as like what we want and how we want to get there. So so that kind of helps.
I love that. All right, fun questions now.
Yes.
I need to hear about a crazy fan experience. I know you guys have had probably a lot of them, but give me like one or two just crazy stories.
Ooh,
Uh-oh.
I don't know. Keep it PG, I guess. People have stolen our phones like off of like the DJ booth.
Wait,
before.
shut up.
Yeah, so that's kind of a
How'd you guys get
weird
did you guys get a
situation.
badge?
Some of like the earlier shows, you play like a frat, and like the crowd's kind of just like surrounding you, and then
Where's my phone?
Literally just
Tracking it to, like,
And we
yeah.
tracked it to like a pizza place. Like,
yeah, dude.
Did you guys
down-
go to
down
it?
the
Did you guys
street.
go to it?
Yeah, somebody. Our tour manager went and found it, right?
Yeah.
Or somebody.
Something like that.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy.
she was like really embarrassed, like, when we
Like, oh
found
my
it.
god.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. Biggest show you guys have ever done?
Biggest show. I think it was in Brazil or Mexico.
Obviously, Mexico was fat.
Like 50,000 people or
Shut up.
It was like an arena. or
Well, we
something.
did another one in Mexico City that was closer to like 70 or 80, and it was like in a soccer stadium.
Yeah, there was like
Oh,
a.
that was a big one too.
How does that feel when you have 80,000 people singing your songs, all that? How does that feel, honestly?
I mean, that's crazy. You can't even like wrap your head around that many people in like a room, right? It's just like, I don't know. It's something that, when you're little, wanting to do music, you always dream of doing things like that.
Yeah.
So being in that situation's amazing.
Do you guys have a city that you guys wish that you can play in, or an arena or a location? That's like a bucket list goal.
We got to do Jingle Ball at Madison Square Garden, which is like a bunch of
Oh,
other
that's
artists. But
sick.
it would be really cool to do Madison Square Garden as our own show.
What about dream collab?
Drake.
Ooh.
Drake. Okay. How about you?
Say Drake.
Maybe like Hans Zimmer or something.
Whoa.
okay.
I like that. I gotta go with Paul McCartney.
Oh, ooh, okay.
Just 'cause Beatles
Okay.
are-
What inspired you guys growing up? Music, top albums. What you guys like listening to?
Ooh. I listened to everything growing up. I loved like all sorts of music, country, pop, like
Okay.
oldies, whatever, hip hop. But my favorite like albums growing up would probably be like the White Album by
Oh,
the Beatles, or
that's huge.
Continuum by John Mayer.
Okay.
So good.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
those
great
are my
album,
favorites. What about you guys?
I used to listen to like a lot of indie and like pop punk, but I was listening to like Plans by Death Cab and like
Okay.
a lot of their older albums as well,
Heck yeah.
and just vibey
But
stuff.
you-
I loved all the Blink-182 stuff.
There we
man.
go.
Yeah.
There we
I mean,
go.
I also like
You said Drake though. You a Drake fan?
Dude, I grew up on Drake since Drake.
Did you really?
Comeback season,
Heck
dude.
yeah, bro.
Every album, man.
Oh man, I love that. What do you think about Wichita? Have you guys done much here yet so far?
We
or-
just ate at this place called
Etc.
Egg
Oh,
Cetera.
okay. What'd
Shout
you
out
think?
Etc.
Yeah,
It's
shout out
fire,
etc. Okay,
It was
cool.
yummy, man.
There we go.
It's cute. It's a cute city. I've never
Yeah.
been to Kansas before.
You guys ever been? Okay.
I've been
That's
here.
not
It's
true.
been
We
a long
played
time.
in Kansas City before.
Well, that's Missouri. That's Missouri.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it depends.
Yeah.
Was it
Which
what
side,
what
right?
arena? Do you
I
know?
don't really know.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know Wichita.
We
Yeah.
played in
It's
Lawrence,
been a while.
Kansas
It's been a few
before.
years.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wait,
for
wait,
sure.
We
No,
played in Lawrence,
I have
Kansas
been
twice.
in Kansas.
Okay.
Not Wichita. My
Are you guys
bad.
are you guys athletes? You guys all look pretty fit. You guys
Dude,
hoop
this
it all.
guy
I'm
was a
good
big
at that,
athlete,
yeah,
I can
it's
say.
all right.
What are you 6'2", 6'3"?
6'5". Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We all grew up playing sports, but
Okay.
not anymore.
Nice.
I guess he plays basketball all the time.
You ball all the
I
time,
just try to
bro.
burn calories.
You're a hooper for sure.
Yeah.
I play college ball as well. But the one thing I wanted to relate to you guys is that I'm a drummer. And rumor has
Oh,
that you all
sick.
have a drum set. And also rumor had it that I might be able to get on the set for like 20 seconds.
Dude,
That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true or not.
Yeah,
but-
That sounds true to
Let's
me.
do it.
Come on, let's do
Oh,
it.
Stop
let's
the second,
do
you
it.
got
Heck yeah.
solo.
Well, Trevor, Matt, Kevin, thank you guys so much for being just on this show. Thanks for showing love to the city of Wichita. You guys are awesome. Chico's tonight. It's going to be a fun show. And let's do it. Stay tuned.
Thank
Come
you.
on.
Yeah.
You guys
Thank you,
are
bro.
awesome.
Appreciate
Heck
you, man.
Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate
man.
you.
That was
Bro.
great.
Yeah.
Thank you,
That
bro.
was real good.
Appreciate you, man.